Hi, I'm Tino Kuto, the Senior Product Manager for Torley's, and I'm here to introduce you to a new and exciting tool, the Torley's Bulldog, developed specifically to work with the Torley's floors and general floors that have the uni-click joint. What we're going to be showing you within the next few minutes is how you can actually replace a board in the center of the room without one cut. Traditionally, what you use to do that? This, right? With all the dust that comes with it. But not anymore. With the Torley's Bulldog, you'll be able to replace the board in the center, like I said, without any cuttings, without any dust. It's very easy. Anybody can do it. Professionals, do-it-yourselfers. And actually, it comes with a full set of instructions too. And I'm here with Cheryl, my friend Cheryl, who's not only gonna help me with this replacement, but actually she's gonna do part of it with me. So the first thing that we need to do is clean the area where the board that we're going to replace is. So we go to the wall, just clean the area. And then the second step that we need to do, obviously, is we want to mark the piece that we are going to replace. And thirdly, we want to repair the Bulldog tool. Cheryl, if you could hold it for me, please. So we'll take a piece of double-faced tape, and that's supplied also with a Bulldog. Cover the hinge part and cut it. Try not to cut a finger in the process. And wrap it around the hinge. Now, when you are replacing a board that is narrower than the hinge, you only want to remove part of the protection paper. So what we'll do here is just cut the protection paper. Okay, this is the exposed area that we're going to attach to the floor. And now we're ready to go and start opening the first joint. Okay, and now the first thing we need to do is unclick this short joint right here. So we're just going to put the Bulldog over it. First piece near the wall, foot over the Bulldog, and just hit it with a hammer. And here we go. The joint is open. So, Sherry, you want to give it a try? And release the next one? Beautiful. So this joint is open. Now all we need to do is repeat the same operation at the other side of the damaged piece that we want to replace, and that's it. And now both short ends have been unclicked and released. The next operation is to release the long side. So now we're getting ready to unclick this long side of this row adjacent to the piece we want to replace. So what we do, we place the Bulldog fairly close to the wall, right over this piece, and see what happens on this joint. As you can see, the joint is now open. So what we're going to do, we're going to repeat this procedure every 12 to 18 inches or so until we completely release this row. And now that we have opened completely this joint on this row, we found out that actually the tongue side on the plank that we want to replace is on this side. And it's much easier to replace the plank if you actually release the tongue side. So what we'll need to do is actually move the plank towards that row. Now we have the new replacement piece. Just gonna click it in, tap it down. Now all we have to do is close the short side gaps, tap the pieces in, and then the long size gap, and we're done. So Cheryl, how did you find it, the replacement? Easy?
It's very easy and very fast, and there was no dust.
That's one of the things with the Bulldog tool, no dust. But you can do a bunch of other things with it, obviously. I mean, you can check for expansion around the walls. And keep in mind, if you don't allow for that expansion, you cannot do what we've just done. You can check what type of underlayment you have underneath the floor. You can actually repair some type of subfloor heating system that may be malfunctioning. You can actually do that repair. Just remove a couple of boards and do that. So there's basically no limit what you can do with the Bulldog. It's a great tool, and the floor is done. Now we just need to clean it, and I'll take you for a spin. We're going to try a little dancing on the floor. And we're back, and this time with another great use for the Bulldog tool. Imagine you have a room with an existing baseboard that you don't want to repaint. So what you're going to do is you're going to undercut your baseboard. And for this, I'm here with my friend Manny that's going to help me. What we're going to use is this tool. It's an undercutter. The first thing you do, you set the height on this plate to the thickness of the material you're going to be working with. And once that is done, it's a piece of cake. Manny, if you want to show us how. And that's all there is to it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to roll down our underlay, and we're going to start our installation right at that end of our room. Okay, and now we're going to install this row. And what Manny is doing first is going to mark on the plank that we are installing. He's going to make a small mark to make sure it doesn't go too deep under the baseboard, because we need an expansion space there, about equivalent to the thickness of material we're dealing with. Now we just click the long side, and using the Bulldog, you might have been using a tapping block, but the Bulldog works as well. We're going to move it under the baseboard, just to that mark that Manny did. And we are ready to move on to the next piece. Again, the sequence is very simple. Click the long side first. And the short side, and it's done. And basically, we're just going to repeat this operation all the way down the road, and we're done. Okay, what we have done is we are in the last row. We measure that space. We pre-cut the piece that we're going to put in. And now what Manny is going to do is going to actually slide it under the baseboard, and then he's going to pull it back and click on the long side, and then push it under the baseboard at the other end. And as you can see, this is as simple as 1, 2, 3.